welcome to episode 152 of the Talk Nintendo podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Casey Gibson, and joining me this fine early afternoon or early evening, the one, the only, Papa Pert Burkum.
You ever had one of these?
What are they, Reese's Thins?
Yeah.
I can't say that I have.
Pretty good.
Have you had an Oreos Thin before?
I have. Those are delicious.
Those are, I would say, better than the OG Oreo.
Oh.
Because it's like, I don't need that much cream filling, you know what I mean?
I know, 100%.
Just a little dab, and then like the two smaller
it's all about
cookies.
the cookies, dude.
On point, on point. Yeah, I like those Oreo ones.
Dip it in some milk.
Not a big milk man.
Oh my goodness. I forgot about that. Yeah,
Don't
you're not a
like
big
milk
milk man. Oh, dude.
I like milk in my cereal, and I don't eat cereal that often.
Casey Gibson.
I do like cereal, but then you gotta buy milk, so it's like it's a double-edged sword, you know. It isn't an ideal sitch.
And then you buy the gallon of milk, and then you don't use it.
Then it goes a gallon.
Bad.
See, you buy the quart, right? Like the quarter gallon.
Quart.
But then they like barely. I don't think they even sell that at the one I go. Then you got to get the half gallon, and yeah, then all of a sudden you're wasting a quarter gallon just down the drain, down the old drain of Drew.
Well, apparently I was storing my Reese's Thins next to like an open fireplace because it's
melty.
melted. That's okay though. So, when you become a parent,
I like that you wait till we start recording to bust out the Reese's the food. Like, all right, we're recording. Let's eat.
I'm starting to get a little shaky.
I think you got a little peanut butter on your thumb there, bro. Other one. No, maybe not. Yeah, is it there?
Mm-hmm.
Is it a little peanut butter?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
My eyes don't deceive me.
So, when you become a parent and you have someone to take care of, you don't have time to eat. That's just something I've learned. And so today I've had like a few Starburst and that Reese's Thins.
Man,
and
he's
a couple
eating healthy.
Cups of coffee. I know. I'm
With
super
fatherhood
hungry.
comes healthy nutrition.
I know. Well, welcome everyone to the Talk Nintendo podcast. It's nice to be here.
You like my shirt, Perry?
Love your shirt. Yeah, stand up a little more. There, keep going. There you go. Oh, shy guy.
I should just keep my head off camera. I'll just stand like this. It'll be shy
it's
guy.
worth it. You should just sit there and move your shirt like shy guys talking.
Or just I believe I talked about this shirt a while back.
Yeah, you did.
When I ordered it. Now you can actually see it in the flesh if you're watching the video. If not, it's the shy guy wearing a sombrero with a little guitar. It's my favorite shirt.
It's a
but
good
yeah,
one.
so how's it going, dude? Having a good week?
Yeah, man. Really busy, but very good week.
Such is life.
I still picked up a Craigslist Roundup for the end of the show.
Woo-wee. Always a good episode when you got an old.
I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a little hint.
That's a black Nintendo cartridge. What was that, Turok?
Maybe.
That was almost on my eShop, one of my picks of the week, but then I ended up finding a different game, and it got the axe. Because Turok, I've never played a Turok game, actually. It's been on my, I'd like to check it out. I remember going to my friend's house when I was younger for, a sleepover party, and they were playing Turok, and I don't think I even played it. I remember seeing it, and then, we ended up shifting gears or something, but yeah.
Well, it's been it's an exciting week for Talk Nintendo.
Yeah, because Perry's actually bringing something to the table for once.
Yeah.
It's been like 3 weeks.
I know. And I've actually played a lot of a game.
You crumb
which is
bum.
crazy. And it's funny.
Not even Fire Emblem.
I know. So it's funny, but yet it is a strategy tactical RPG. And funnily enough, I like it. Well, hold on. Are we getting into what we've been playing now? Is that what we're doing? Do I have anything else to say?
I mean, I guess we can start off with a quick tease. We've got a pair of interviews later in this episode. One with the good guys over from Monster Games, and that is a game we talk about, Never Give Up. And then we also have a Talk Nintendo podcast exclusive game reveal. Craziness. Yeah, Seed Interactive, the people who worked on Skies of Fury DX, which I talked about I guess a couple months ago at this point.
Probably like a month or two, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. A listener, Zach Gruber, good dude. He hooked us up with the people who are working on that game, and then they followed up, and now we've got an exclusive game coming to the Switch. A really cool looking puzzle beat 'em up. Cool mending of games. You won't want to miss it.
Yeah,
For sure.
that's yeah,
But yeah,
yeah,
we'll leave it at that.
yeah.
We'll
Check
leave
it
it
out.
at that.
Yeah,
But yeah,
they're actually even changing the name of the game to Talk Nintendo's blank.
yeah,
It's
Talk Nintendo's game.
yeah,
That's just it. Talk
yeah.
Nintendo Switch game. But
That's
yeah,
right.
so why don't we get into what we've been playing? I believe you're gonna kick it off with a little quick nibbly nib.
I have a quick bite, and that is
Almost started doing the
I know.
snippities.
Yeah, because you kind of have to with the quick bite, you know.
Yeah.
So Alex, Kulafi, and Casey, they're joking about me opening Fire Emblem this week. You know, are you gonna open it?
And I almost did.
And I almost did, and then I stopped. No, I opened it and I played it, and I sent Alex and Casey a picture of me playing it. And I opened it up, started playing it, and after like a good 45 minutes of, you know, getting to, you know, played a couple, or I think I just played the opening, and then there's like a pretty
I
big.
say, yeah, 45 minutes in terms of how this game progresses is not very much at all.
I know. And I was just like, yeah, like this is good. It's good. It's Fire Emblem. It's kind of wonky. Like it's funny how tight the old Fire Emblems are for actual battle. And this one just kind of takes a while, and it's kind of harder to understand like where things go. Like before, it's like first one, like, you know, the old Fire Emblems, the GBA ones. It's like boom, you go there, boom, that's that, attack that. And this one's kind of like, go there, talk to this person, do this, and also it's like the menu systems doesn't. It's not that clean.
You'll get used to it.
It's more
Yeah,
of a console. Yeah, I will for sure.
In the very beginning, yeah, it's like, okay, like, yeah, I'm used to like you press A to attack if you want to do like some other thing. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, it took me a battle or two to sort of.
Yeah.
Sort
you know
of
what I mean? That's kind
familiarize
of weird
yourself
though,
with
right?
it, but, yeah, it's a little different.
But not bad at all.
You didn't get to the point where you pick your house yet, right?
I think I did. I think I picked the golden deer.
The deer.
The deer.
You got some antlers.
I think. Is that what happens? You grow antlers?
Yeah.
That'd be kind of scary.
Become a deer.
You become a golden deer. Yeah, I think it's because I was sitting here and a deer walked by my house. And I was like, golden deer.
That's it.
No, but I was just playing it, and I had been playing this other game that's also a strategy RPG, and I was just having way more fun with this other game. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to beat this other game first, and I'll come back to Fire Emblem. You know?
That's it. I'm done.
Exactly.
I quit.
So it's totally a quick bite. It wasn't like I hate this game. I hate this game. A Cassie Gibbons, I hate this game. It wasn't like that.
I don't hate games.
Well,
I've never hated a game in my life.
I mean, if you're like losing something, you know,
Yeah.
if you're losing a game, I hate
this game.
this game.
Sucks.
Yeah. So quick bite over.
The quickest of bites.
The
That was
quickest of
like
bites.
the celery from like a you know, the appetizer of buffalo wings. You know, it's like just take a little nibble on the celery.
It had a little bit of the blue cheese dressing.
Oh no, you didn't even
bit.
dunk it in the blue.
Oh
you
no,
didn't,
just a little bit.
You lost calories there.
No, I didn't. No, I gave the whole spiel of everything. There's one piece of blue cheese.
All right, you dunked it a little in the ranch.
Thank you. No,
Half a dunk.
Half a dunk. Okay, I'll take it. No, we're getting into the game that I have been playing like crazy. Is that okay, or do you want to talk about a game?
We should probably talk about one of my games, just because I have two, right?
I have totally built it up, haven't I? So it'll be fun to come.
Well,
back.
now they're gonna have to simmer on it for a minute. A simmer.
I'll give
Which
you a
one do you
hint.
want to hear about?
It's on the
do you want
GameCube.
Do you want a Nintendo game, or do you want a Nintendo game to kick us off?
Let's get the bad taste out of my mouth first. So, Nintendo.
I was like, so no. All right, yeah. So a couple weeks ago, I talked about good old World of Warcraft. How I was watching the old.
Never heard of that.
Yeah, it's a niche game. Yeah. I talked about the world race for the first kill on the end boss there, and yeah, it sparked the old nostalgic feels, you know. And I was like, yeah, I sort of want to do it, but like, I don't know if I want to drop $50 on like get back into WoW, and then you got to buy the monthly sub, another
50
15,
bucks.
Yeah, like the expansion.
Oh.
But then that was the beauty of it. The expansion was on sale for 30 bones, and I had like a $15 credit on Amazon. So I was like, all right. And then I told Sandy, I was like, my sister, I was like, because we always like trying to find a game, like go to Diablo 2, but it's like I don't want to play Diablo 2 that much. I like the idea. I played a little bit, but it doesn't sink its teeth into me anymore, or at least not at the moment. Where I want to just play it all the time. So like she plays WoW on occasion too. So it was like, yeah, why don't we play this? But I was like, you pay for half of it, and I'll buy it right now. So I was like, she sent me a 20 spot. So your boy got WoW for free.
So can you share it?
Oh no, well, we already, so it's an account, right? So I had
Okay.
my old account, the one I always played on, like we shared it for the most part, because like back in the day, like we didn't have two computers,
Okay. So
where,
you played a
so,
little
like,
bit, then she played a little
so
bit.
it'd be like my account and she had characters on it,
Okay.
you know what I mean? And then when I stopped playing, she sort of took it over. And then, so this is a brand new account, so we could play together. She had actually bought the newest expansion, Battle for Azeroth.
Oh my goodness. Look at you.
I
didn't know they still made those boxes.
Well, that's funny because so Amazon had it on sale for 30 bucks. I was like, all right, like let me get the download code, and it was like unavailable. So I had to buy the box. So it was weird, yeah.
Nerd.
But I tell you what, came with a sweet little Blizzard pad, baby, which is great.
It's a notepad.
So I had this stupid like whatchamacallit. I had like a green sticky pad for my notes, but it was too dark to be able to really like tell, like it was too green. So now I got a nice
so the best
white
part of this whole thing is that you
pad.
got a nice pad.
Oh yeah, man.
From Blizzard.
Pad's great.
Good.
But yeah, got my Blizzard pad. But white snow, white out. Boom. But yeah, so we ended up we were leveling through, and with this you get to bump your character. So the level cap's 120 now. It was 60, then it was like 70, 80, like each expansion pretty much adds like 10 levels, so with this you get to boost a character up to 110, so it's like you don't have to go through all the crap of getting it there. So we leveled up, hit 120, been just playing through some of the dungeons and getting some new loots, if you will, gearing up, and yeah, it's been fun. It's the new expansion is pretty cool. I like the questing. So in the old days, like the questing was sort of like, it wasn't as connected, like it was and it wasn't. Like you would go to an area, you'd get quests, and then like you'd sort of go to another hub area. But now it's very like streamlined, like story quests. Like each zone actually has like there's 7 storyline quest lines in this area. You know what I mean? So it just it flows really nice. And we played together, so it was like you just demolish enemies, and there's 2 of you. You don't really have to slow down all that much. Is it like Diablo? No. No, not at all. It is
What's
very
it like?
much. I'm trying to think.
Like Zelda?
From like, no, it's. I'm trying to think. Like it has. I'd say Diablo 3 has elements of WoW in it, but like how like some of your spells have cooldowns, right?
Is it like Xenoblade? What's the gameplay like? Do you go around? Do you hit someone with something?
Well, it depends on what class you are. So there's a whole bunch. Like you can either be ranged or melee. I'm a priest, so I'm ranged. And so you'll have spells, and you can target a couple of enemies. But like where Diablo, it's like, oh, I'm just running train on like hundreds and hundreds of enemies. Usually here, it's like you'll take on one enemy at a time. You could definitely take maybe 3, 4. But like if you start getting to like 10, like a bunch of them, like you're probably gonna die. So each enemy has like a decent amount of life, and like you have spells, and like it sort of works like you have a rotation of spells, and like you just go through that rotation. So for like my priest, it's like, oh, I'm gonna put this spell on you, and it's gonna do damage over time, and like every second it's gonna tick damage off you. Then I'm gonna hit this spell, which has a cooldown of like 10 seconds. And then, like, while I wait for that to refresh, I can hit you with this one.
Xenoblade.
And you sort, yeah, and you like
Kind
sort of
of.
get into like a spiel like that way. But the fun part is getting into the dungeons and the raids where it's like dungeons are 5-man instances where you go in and it's like because the whole world is open, right? It's an MMO, so there's people everywhere. Like you're gonna if you're in the major city and you and me are in the same server, I'm gonna see your character there,
Mm-hmm.
and every other character that's in that spot you will see. But dungeons, like it just breaks off like it's called an instance. So you go there and it's like, oh, now you 5 people are in there, and there could be like hundreds of people doing that, but you won't see them.
Mm-hmm.
So for the dungeon, it's like you get a healer, a tank, and 3 DPS, and then you go through, and there's bosses in there, and that's where you start getting better items to like get stronger, and then eventually you could go do the raids, which are like huge dungeons that take hours to do. Um, and then those are where it's like 10 to 20 people. You know what I mean? It's weird because it used to be very much like
And
in
are
the
you
old
talking to
days,
them?
the people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, you could talk to them.
I mean, do
Like in
you?
the no, like in the dungeons, you don't really have to because they're not that hard. Like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
I
get
mean,
it.
it would probably be beneficial. Like, it's weird because like it used to be one way, and like they've totally changed things. So like in the old days, it was like this is your dungeon. You do the heroic version. It's sort of tougher. Now they have things where you can like sort of like in Diablo, where like the Inferno levels, right? Inferno levels, like you can make the game really hard. They have that with the dungeons. It's called Mythic, and like you can bump up the
Mm-hmm.
difficulty, and the rewards are greater. And like that's when you need to actually be like, all right, I'm not just going to play this with random people.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is where I'm going to form a group of people that we're going to talk on Vent or Discord or whatever. You know what I mean? And like work through it together. Same with the dungeons. Like they have so essentially a dungeon. It's got let's say 8 bosses in it, and it's going to take you, hours to beat. So that would be one where it's like I'm in a guild and we plan on a time to do this and we all go do it and we talk on Discord and we plan it efficiently because like you need teamwork and everyone sort of needs to be doing the right thing, otherwise it's not going to happen. But they do have like easy versions of it. So like one dungeon, I think there's 4 versions of it. There's like a mythic, which is like the top of the top, heroic, which is like hard mode, then there's normal, and then there's LFR, looking for raid, which is like baby mode. Because
So that's the one
LFR
you
is like,
play.
yeah, yeah, that's where you start off. But like
Right.
that one would be like I would click on, hey, I'm looking for raid, and it just pairs you up with random people. So it's like you're not talking to them, you know what I mean? So it's like you need to know the mechanics still, but like it's
Mm-hmm.
dumbed down because it's attuned for people like not really communicating well.
Gotcha.
In the old days they didn't have that. It was very much just like here's the raid, you need to do this, and if you're not getting in a group with people, you're probably not going to beat it. But like as time went on, it was very much like, well, we want everyone to experience this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, like, but we also want to give the options of it being more difficult for those people too, because like in the old days it was really like it's so funny how different it is now from then, like from a casual like point of view. So in the old days, and like I won't, I mean I know I'm talking going into the weeds here, but like the old days essentially you get WoW, right? There's like 3 tiers of raids. The first one, you go in like, oh, you do dungeons, you get geared up, you can go and do that raid. Then you beat that one enough where you get enough gear, you go to the next raid. Then you go to the next raid. And like that very end raid, like the percentage of people that actually went into that were so like probably like under 2% of the player base. You know what I mean? So from like Blizzard's perspective, it's like we put in all this time and effort and like made this awesome area, and like 2% of the people saw it. You know what I mean? So like now it's very much they've have it set up where like this is the current raid, go do it, and then when there's a new one, it's like they do pretty much all that they can for you to be able to get into the newest raid without like having, you know what I mean? Because the
Mm-hmm.
old days, like the only way to get to the hardest raid would be by farming the lower ones and working your way up. Where now it's like they circumvent it, where it's like, oh, you can get enough gear to be able to do this without like investing hundreds of hours, you know what I mean, into like working your way through the progression. But so like from my perspective it's good because like now I'm not like I don't have all the time in the world to do that, you know. But like back in the day when I did, like it was fun to be like, all right, we were doing like the low level tier and like getting gear, and then like because I remember in the like the second expansion, like back when I really first started getting into it, like I was like, oh, I'll have a guild, and yeah, we're working this, we want to work our way up, and then like eventually, it's like it was just so hard for your own guild to get all there because like essentially people would start getting gear, and then they just hop guilds. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, I got enough gear now, and like someone else wants me to go into their guild, which is really much better. You know, like progression wise. But yeah, man, I haven't done any of the raids yet because like I'm still doing the whole like just going through dungeons and getting loot that way. But I am looking forward to trying it out. Like I said, I could probably do the looking for raid now because like it is pretty easy to do, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I definitely plan on doing some of like the 5-man dungeons like on the harder difficulties to see how that goes. I could see doing like messing around with the raids, but I used to do back in my heyday, we were raiding 5 nights a week for 5 hours at a clip. So yeah, I mean that's like a part-time job right there, you know.
You're a crazy, crazy man.
Yeah, we were good. Dude. We were freaking good. That, like, but that's the thing about
Why
it.
don't you get the old gang together?
I wish, dude. I don't even know where they are. Old Kurt.
Find them.
Kurt the GM.
Find them.
He our we I joined their guild. It was Girls Generation name.
Girls Generation?
Yeah, all caps. So weird, but we were like I said, it's really fun when you get like a really good group who knows what they're doing, you know what I mean? Because like we were so when I was in that guild, essentially you'd go through the regular version and then heroic was the most difficult. So it was like we were pushing heroic bosses down like top, 10, 20 in the US, you know what I mean? Like we were pretty serious. And like just to have like a bunch of people who are really good at the game and like to be able to overcome those really difficult challenges, like there was nothing like better feeling than like, all right, we've wiped on this boss for like 4 hours, like, and and then you finally kill it, you know what I mean? And you're just like, yeah, like the pop off, everyone's like screaming and hooting and hollering, you're like,
yes.
woo! And then all of a sudden, then your loot piece drops on top of that. And you're like, oh baby, an upgrade. Oh, good times,
I know exactly.
But yeah.
I know that exact feeling with the next game I'm going to talk about.
Ooh, what game is that, my friend?
It is Mutant Year Zero, Road to Eden.
It sounds ominous.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. Now, I know zero about this game, so
really?
Please enlighten me. Well, I know that it's a tactical RPG just because you've mentioned that.
Yeah. So I literally can I can explain this game to you in like 20 seconds. Easy.
All right, you're on the clock.
It's Mario versus Rabbids with stealth before the battles. That's it.
Did it in 10 seconds, half the time.
That is exactly what the game is. It is exactly like Mario versus Rabbids, or Mario plus Rabbids, with some stealth elements. So, what this means is you have this big world, and the world is your oyster. The world is your battle arena, right? At any time, if you run into an enemy, you can go into a turn-based attack. So the big hook of this game is using silent weapons and using loud weapons, right? But it's called Mutant Year Zero. Hard name to say, but the idea is it's like a post-apocalyptic thing. We are the ancients right now. They talk about the ancients who ruined the world and blah blah blah. And anyway, so you play as mutants. So like the main characters are a warthog man and a duck man. So
are you the duck man? Well, I guess you probably control both.
Control, yeah. And then you meet more, and it's just like Mario and Rabbids. You get new, and then you can it has the same upgrades. It has mutations. You know, once you level up, you can get mutation points to upgrade your characters. Once you get a new character, they come with all the mutation points so that you can, you know, upgrade them and stuff. So there's different levels, just like Mario. I mean, you're not hopping and jumping on stuff. Mario vs. Rabbids is a little bit more faster. It's a little faster, but
this one maybe relies a little bit
and this
more on
this one's
the
like
tactics.
an M-rated game, so it has like
Ooh.
I'd say maybe Mario and Rabbids with sporadic F-bombs, like once out of nowhere. It's kind of funny. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that. It's just kind of like
they're trying too hard, bro.
Yeah, that's what it kind of feels like. But it has good voice acting and stuff like that. But you know, you're called you're these stalkers. That's what you're called. You're stalkers. Yeah, you know, that's a cool name. But basically, you live on the Ark, and you have to, which is just like this elevated city that's not, you know, that's safe. And then the stalkers go out and they hunt for supplies, and they come back. And
I love the ducks waddle.
Yeah, totally. And it's funny because, you know, like you first start the game and you literally walk like 100 meters and the guy's like, I've never been this far away from the Ark before. It's like, I've been walking for 30 seconds, you know?
He's been living in that Ark big time, baby.
Yeah, and so, you know, you go out and you find scrap, which is just, there's two different kinds of currency. There's kind of scrap metal, and then there's gun parts. Scrap metal, you can buy items. Gun parts, you can upgrade your guns. You can ask me a question.
Yeah. So you said it's an open world.
World.
When you run into enemies, does it sort of like Mario and Rap, where it's like, okay, now you're confined to this not box, but you know what I mean? You're confined to this zone.
You're really not confined to a zone. You just, I mean, you just can't escape. You have to fight them.
And is it grid based, or is it like, okay, so you just engage
like Fire
the
Emblem
enemy,
or Mario
and then all of a sudden like a grid pops up, or do you travel on the grid like always, or does that only instigates when you've encountered?
So you don't even realize you're on a grid. And the thing is the big part of it is getting kills before you start battles. And the way you do that is by taking out enemies silently while they're away from the group. So the thing is you attack this group, they call everyone around them. Hey, help us! You know, whatever.
You gotta get a horn.
And then that can make it really hard. So if you scout around and find the people, and you find out exactly where they're walking, you can see the ring around them of where
visibility
of where they can see. Yeah, and if you can find a spot, you can ambush them. You press Y and you ambush, and then what that does is that just basically it sets you up on a grid so that you can attack. And if they don't see you, you can attack with your silent guns. So like if you have 3 people and you each have a silent weapon, you can shoot them each, and so you get like basically 3 free shots to take them down. You know, if you can. Now that's kind of hard, and that's why you come up with some mutations and some skills that you use, and then it's, you know, that feeling in a game where you go, oh, like I could do this, and I feel like I'm like almost cheating the game. Like it feels like it's so powerful. Well, so I'm going to do light spoilers here for everyone. Light spoilers. But the main, I mean, and this probably isn't a spoiler. If people play the game, people are like, duh, that's what you're supposed to do. But just the idea, like, one of the first mutations you get as the hog is like called Hog Rush. And what it does is you run and you knock down the people, and they're down for 2 turns.
Okay.
And they can't move. And it's silent too. So obviously, if you knock them in and you knock them into someone's vision, they're gonna see you.
They're gonna be like,
but as long as you're outside of their field,
knocked that man down.
Yeah, they'll say, "Get the hog" or whatever. So if you knock them down, then you can. Now suddenly, if you have 3 people, all silent guns, with over 3 turns, that's like 8 hits. You know.
Yeah.
And so,
do they take more damage when they're knocked down, or do they just not move?
Same, not move, but. You know, then your guns can get different. It's the standard stuff. You know, your guns can get different things like a 50% chance to light them on fire. You know, that's what one of the things.
Well, yeah.
Then you get armor that really, really helps. Like they can absorb heat damage. They really have this, and then you find, and it's fun because like you find the fireman's armor like way deep. You find a key, go across and unlock it, and then you find
Build
it
up
deep,
that
like,
resistance.
Yep. So that way, exactly, and it's like you have to have that. I mean, there's probably a way to do it. There's not lots of grinding
It's
at
just
all in this
really
game.
beneficial.
I haven't really found grinding at all. So, like, it's kind of just been playing through the story and taking it as it
Well,
comes.
yeah. What exactly is the story? Now, I know you said post-apocalyptic,
Yep.
and you're
You're in
this
the ark.
hog
You're in this
and
community
the
that's
duck.
staying alive.
Is it just sort
They
of
have
about
like,
building it up, or
well,
like protecting your area,
so
or is it about
yeah,
going out and
it's just
eliminating
about
the
surviving.
forces?
Really, it's more about
Okay.
surviving. And like I think he's called it's so stereotypical, but it's like the elder. I think is the name. Is this old guy that's the kind of like the leader. And
Pop.
then so you start the game and some guy, one of the other stalkers is missing, and he has a cabin, so you have to go find him. And so I almost found him. It's funny. I've probably been playing for, I don't know, probably like gotta at least be 10 hours at least. And I haven't found him yet, and I'm still kind of doing stuff. But
Now,
you
do
go
you
through
think
all the
that's
different
just going to be a
environments.
jumping off point? Like, oh, I found him, but now
I don't
this
know.
happened.
I honestly don't know. I have no idea. So interesting. I met a few people. So I think I have like 5 in my group right now. You can only use 3 at a time. And then, you upgrade your weapons, you go back, and then, and then it's definitely a PC game type thing. You have different save files. You can save over this stuff. This is a helpful hint. So we've talked about this on the game on the show before, but when you play a game and you don't realize the operating system really that you can do certain things and you're playing it the really hard way and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That happened to me.
I always think back to that when I didn't know I could run in Comic. What was that game? No,
I forgot what it was.
The like
I forgot
Zelda chopping grass game. Yeah.
So funny.
What can I? This goal time is impossible.
Yeah. Oh, you can run.
Yeah. Derp.
So one of the big things is that I didn't realize that you could, because it doesn't really tell you, or if it does, it's really quick. But you can fast travel literally anytime to any place.
Okay.
So
I've been running like a Jimmy since 09.
Well, kind of. I mean, it hasn't. The only thing that affected me is I snuck past some people that were a little higher than me to get through. I thought maybe that's what you're supposed to do, like sneak past these people, like literally, like they separated, and then like I went in right as they were coming back, and it was exactly. And so I went, and then every time I came back into that area, they would automatically spot me, and I was like, I can't get back. Like I was like going around, I can't get back. But then I realized, so I would like try to do, and I'll get to the downside of the game soon. But anyway, all these realizations and stuff. But it's an amazingly fun strategic RPG.
Heck yeah,
and go ahead.
I was gonna say, we've got a duck and a hog. Do we have any other cute critters joining in on the fray?
There is some.
Or is it like
I
a
won't
mix
spoil
of
it, though.
humans as well?
Yeah, it's like a mix of humans too.
Okay. I just wasn't sure if it was all like animal creatures or okay.
No, but you're fighting like zombie like creatures. I forgot what they're called, but they have like the scary voice and stuff. And then there's like cultish stuff, and it's really fun. Casey, you would totally dig it, man. It's really good. Now, the thing is, the Switch port sucks. The Switch port sucks.
No.
When it's played on handheld, it looks like when you take your glasses off and you're looking at something. It's blurry.
little muddy.
It's
little
Vaseline-y, smeary. Makes it hard to see. The funny thing is, and this is what I was talking with David about, is that it's so much fun, and I've been at the hospital. It's been my only way to play. It has not stopped me from playing the game. So the two things is it well, there's kind of a few things wrong with the port. Well, one thing obviously is the handheld mode. On docked, it's fine. Docked is good. Looks good. Looks really good. Handheld mode looks bad, and that stinks because when you're looking for scrap and stuff, it's actually kind of you have to kind of hover over something.
I can't see scrap.
I know, it's ridiculous, right? Gameplay wise, yeah, that's funny.
Can't see crap.
Yeah, that's good. Gameplay wise though, like when you're playing, obviously it's completely fine because I've played almost all of it handheld,
Mhm.
and it works. It's not broken, but it's not good.
Gotcha.
Uh,
Yeah,
it's
passable.
passable. It is totally fair. It is totally fair. It's not below fair.
It's fine.
Yeah,
Fine's a good word
fine.
for it.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
fine.
So the next one is the loading times. Loading times are really bad. And when you load a file, and then when you go to a different area, big loading times.
Now, does that happen often? As far
Pretty
like,
often,
are
yeah.
you okay? So it's not.
Obviously, if you're in a map and there's multiple battles and stuff, no. But if you die, or if you want to load your save file, which is
Okay, because that
common.
was like Dragon Quest Builders, like 2, like it had a pretty long load time, but you pretty much do it once and
Oh no,
then
this
you were
is
good to
often.
go.
No, this is
Okay.
often during gameplay. Like it probably loads like, I don't know how long. I mean, I don't know.
Oh
Maybe
yeah.
like a couple times an hour or a half hour. Depending. Well, probably more than that. I don't know. It depends on how fast you're going through the environment and stuff.
Depends how
Big
good
loading
you are.
times. And then the other thing here, and this is a big warning to everyone, is, it crashed on me like twice on the same battle, and it was really, really frustrating because I lost a lot of stuff. Now,
Yeah, I was gonna say, was it a long battle? Like
it
you lost?
was, and it was like I was like, like when you hit something in Fire Emblem where it's like everything is starting to turn, and you're like, I'm gonna win this battle. That's like when it happened, and I think this is my theory. This is not scientific, but I think it's because a lot was processing, and I had it docked, and I think it got too hot. I think that's what happened.
Cannot compute. Yeah.
It was like software cannot be read, even though it's it's digital. So
God, what a bummer.
in this game is physical, by the way. Now, yeah, big bummer. Now I've gotten away with this. I haven't. That's never happened in handheld mode. And you can save after every turn. So
Is there an autosave at least? No, I guess not.
I think there is an autosave right before a battle.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, but not autosave
Not
after
like
each turn. Okay.
So you can
Too bad,
save.
because I would have solved that problem.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool because you can save, and like if you make some really good movements and you're like, I know that was amazing, I'm saving right now, you can still do that. So that's kind of issue has been solved, and I haven't had it since, and I think if you know that. Now I did contact the dev, and I asked him because it was kind of like
Got him on the horn.
Yeah, I was like, I can't play this game anymore because I love it, but like I'm scared I'm gonna lose all my progress all the time. And so that's when I started Fire Emblem. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna put this down. I'll wait for the. And
I guess I'll play this stupid game.
They emailed me and they said that they are doing a patch to solve 2 really big issues and a bunch of other stuff, but they don't know when it's coming. So
hopefully soon.
Yeah, hopefully soon, dude. So I started Fire Emblem, and I was like, I just don't want to play this. I liked Mutant years so much. I'm like,
There's
I'm just
too
gonna
many
go.
waifus
I was like, I'll
in
go.
this game.
Yeah, I didn't find any waifus yet, but I was
Not yet.
I was like, man, I just really want to play this other game. Like I'm totally hooked. Like when you're hooked in a game, it's like I don't want to stop playing this game. I was like, I'll take
Now,
the risk.
are you gonna wait though? Oh, so you're gonna keep playing?
Oh no,
anyway?
I've been playing it. Oh yeah, I'm not stopping.
I wasn't sure if you're gonna like put it on the back burner just till.
No, it's really, really fun, and I'm really, really enjoying it, and I'm totally hooked, and it's a really fun game. So, again, terrible handheld mode, terrible loading times, and risk of overheating when you're playing. And to go along with that, and this is what you're talking about with World of Warcraft before, there was this epic battle, and I've had like 2 of these where the whole battle hinged on the very last. I had a battle where 2 of my guys were dead, and you can play like the hardcore mode where if they die, they're dead. Obviously, I'm not. That's ridiculous. It's so stupid. That would be a stupid way to play. But I had 1 guy left, and I had a 50% chance at getting him.
You rolled the die,
and I was like, I have to. It's like either that. It's like I have 50% chance, and I got him.
Woo!
Oh, it was beautiful.
Wipe your brow,
so
like
like one of the things is because you have these special abilities you can use. One of them, this girl has this ability where she can. It's think of a grenade like an area that you can find an area of enemies, and tied them to the ground for 2 turns.
Root them down, baby.
Literally with roots, they come up and they hold it. That kind of stuff, and like the hog rush, and then like one of them, it's
does he snort when he does the hog rush? Like,
I don't think so. No, because he just talks like, he sounds just like Hugh Jackman. I thought it was Hugh Jackman. I was like, is Hugh Jackman a warthog in this?
How the heck did they budget Hugh Jackman
into
this?
I mean, it's a big budget game for sure, but
not that big budget.
It's not, yeah. But there's one of them where it's like, and what happened was it makes it so a big part of the game is percentages of being able to shoot like by range. If I'm far away and I have a shotgun, I have a 75% range, but it'll show you, how it'll be. And this one was, I have a 75% range, but my mutation thing, my power I can use, one-time thing, it makes it so you will do a critical hit automatically, but it decreases your chance of hitting by 25%.
Ooh.
So that's what happened. It's like, I have to get a critical hit, and if I don't, he's going to kill me on my next turn. But I have to hit him too. So it took it from 75% down to 50%. So it's like, I have to do this.
Close your eyes.
Got it. It was like, yes. And then like, it shows you. And like, then I leveled up, and you got all the, and hurry up and save, Well, same thing happened. Another thing happened. Battle happened just like that. And it was like, this part is crazy. Like, it was one of those things where I initiated the battle silently, and then awoke the beast, and everyone was coming from every single, like everywhere. And so I was like, oh crap. But I was like, I'm probably going to lose, but like, I'm going to play this because I want to come up with some techniques. And as you're playing, it's like, oh my goodness, like you're coming up with some really cool techniques, and oh my goodness, I might actually win this freaking battle.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't believe it, I couldn't believe it. And at the end I was like, oh my goodness, I'm going to win. I'm going to win,
And then I died.
And so at the very end, I exploded this gigantic enemy, killed him. He explodes, killing, man. And it was like this weird thing where it killed one of my characters, and I think it almost killed my character, but it didn't. But what happened is all this stuff happened on the screen, and then it was stuck in the gridlock mode. Like I was playing, it was like stuck between the gridlock and the natural world. So I couldn't walk in the real world. It was just like in limbo. It was so weird. It's like a weird dream.
Yeah.
And I was like, is it gonna load? Like, can I? And I wasn't able to save either. It's like my turn wasn't over. That's what it was. It was like my turn wasn't over, but the game was done. So I'm sitting there like no enemies. I can walk around, but it's still on the grid. I was like, and like, I waited for like a minute. And I'm like, oh man, I think I'm gonna have to redo this because it didn't work. Like, I think that it's stuck. I think that the game is stuck since I had crashed before. But
it's like son of a diddly.
Right as I was about to hit start, go down and load my save file, it switched over and I was able to save. And I was like, oh, woo.
Wiping the brow again,
So there's obviously some troubles with the game, but I think if you save often, which it's easy to save, it doesn't take long to save. It's like go to save, go up, hit A, and you're done. It really does take 3 seconds. If you save often, you're going to be golden. If you play docked only, I would find this. If you don't play your handheld, then I wouldn't play it. I would play it on a different system if you do have another system, obviously, because there's no point. But obviously, I wouldn't be playing it if it wouldn't have been for the Switch. So that's the thing. I would have not played this.
It's better to play it. Yeah, better to play the like not so great version than not play it at all. Like
exactly,
you're enjoying it that much. Yeah.
Exactly. So if you play handheld, if you play away from home and you play handheld mode a lot, and that's the funny thing is I look at like the Switch Lite. It's like that's the only way you're gonna be able to play this game, which is like crazy to me. Like that's
don't do it.
Yeah. So it's just interesting. And who knows if that's one of the big things they're fixing in the patch. It could be. I still think it's a really fun game. I'll still play it handheld when I'm at home, like sitting watching the baby or something. I will, I've been playing it. It sucks a little, but it's not so much where I'm like, I can't play this. It's too fun. So So there's that
Heck
Mutant
yeah,
Year
dude.
Zero, dude. I think you're gonna probably hear. I don't know how long the game. I have no idea how long the game. Did you look how long it is? Do you usually look that up when?
Let's see.
Yeah,
Mutant.
because I have no idea. It could totally be like a 20 hour. It could be a 40. It could be a 80. I have no idea.
Mutant Year Zero Road to
Yeah, Road
Eden.
to Eden.
Main story 13 and a half hours, but that's a purple, which is like not so great. But they're saying main plus extra is about 16 hours. So
Oh
you might not be
wow.
that far off.
Oh
So,
my goodness.
you know,
Okay, cool. So
so
I'm
maybe
probably not that
finding
far
that,
off.
yeah, maybe when you
Interesting.
find that guy, that might actually be sort of
Maybe.
the spot, you know?
Um, and then I got the Ultimate Edition, and it comes with a
Oh, well,
bunch of
look at this
DLC.
guy.
Yeah.
Fancy smancy.
Well, no, that's the code they sent me. So I was like,
I
oh,
know.
heck yeah. So there's some extra content in there too. So I'm excited.
Maybe that's the plus extra.
I hear little Donnie shaking his
Oh,
ears. I love a good
yep.
ear shake. I love when they
Oh,
come
shakety
home
shake.
and Eleanor, her ears are back because she's been sleeping, and she gets up and then like she shakes it, but sometimes she shakes it a little bit and doesn't fully shake it out. I don't know if that happens with Donnie. Like she shakes it and I'm like, I know there's still a little more shake in there, and then she sees Jill and then she fully shakes. But I love
Yeah,
a
when
good
I
ear
when I
shake.
come home, we keep like so my bedroom and bathroom. My bathroom has a door into my bedroom and into like the other room, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So we keep when like we go to work, whatever. He stays in the bedroom and the bathroom,
Mm-hmm.
like to
Mm-hmm.
not the full house. So like whenever I come home, he's just on that bed and he just gives you that look. I'm like, oh, buddy, and then he just rolls over and just he gets the old
Give
belly
me a
rub, you know.
rub, Gibbons.
And then the second that rubs over, that's when all of a sudden he gets up, does a little shake, and then he's like, "All right, time to run around the couch.
Yeah.
I've been waiting all day for this," and I'm like, "I'm so tired."
That's
Yeah,
so funny,
and get
dude.
get all dizzed up.
I love dogs.
The old
But
poochers.
anyway, highly
There it
recommend
is.
Mutant Year Zero case. I think that
Um,
obviously you're a big strategy RPG fan, right? I mean, I'm not crazy, right? Or no?
I do like. I was burning out a little bit from playing all those Fire Emblems, but yeah, no,
That's
I
true.
like the Mario plus Rabbids. I like that style because I feel like they're different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I think
Like,
that you'll like the aesthetic of this game. It's really neat. I mean, you saw some footage of it, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
no, it looks cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be. We're coming up to the busy time of the year, but that might be
Yeah.
one to keep an eye on for when
Yeah.
she
If I
drops
find it
sale.
physically, like for cheap, I will definitely get it. It's really
A
cool.
lullaby, a lullaby.
Anyway, do you have one more game to talk about?
I do, and that is a cute little beat 'em up called Hamsterdam.
Hamsterdam.
The old Hamsterdam. Now you might remember this game
I do remember. This was a pick of the
was
week.
on. Yeah, I remember it was on. Yeah, it was my pick of the week, but it was also on one of the Nindy spotlights, and it is a little beat 'em up. Now, when I first started it, I was like, "Ooh, I don't know if I'm gonna really like this game. Like, it just seems like, oh, I'm just smashing to just
Mm-hmm.
beat 'em up. You know what I mean?" But it actually sort of almost plays like a rhythm game. So
Interesting.
you like there's a map like Mario 3 or Mario Bros style where it's like or Mario World, like there's a little node, you sort of go along those and you jump in there and it's not like you're traversing an area. And now I should only say I've only beaten up to the first boss. So I'm pretty sure that's relatively early on. I'm pretty sure there's a large number of levels. So it might evolve further down, but so far it's been very much like you get into a battle, and it's not like you're controlling, the hamster all over a place, running around beating up. But instead, it's like a single screen, and there's a bunch of enemies that sort of come up, and you need to punch them. But like I said in the beginning, I was just like punch, 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 punch. Okay, you're dead. Oh, like he's going to attack. I need to flick um, the control stick in his direction, and then I'll sort of do a grab and throw them. And I was like, okay, I just smashing this button. But then you realize there's actually a rhythm to it because you want to get perfect hits. So like there's a little halo that sort of comes around like a little circle around your body, and you want to time it when it's sort of at its apex, and then you get like a perfect hit. And by rallying a couple of those hits together, you unlock like a KO move, and then you can hold down the shoulder buttons and aim it at any of the enemies on the screen, and then you go over and you do like a big boom, 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 like, like, oh, he like kicks him up and down the face, you know what I mean, or like
Right.
slams him down, and it's you're a cute little hamster fighting vermin, you know what I mean? So it's
I
very
love
cutesy
hamsters.
wootsy. I do. I love little Hamsterdam too, and so it's very much like, oh, like you're doing like, all right, like, oh, I'm punching into the rhythm of getting the perfects. Oh, that enemy's going to attack, so I can like hit that, and then I throw him around and I'm punching, unlocking the KO, and it's very, like I said, it almost becomes rhythmic, like
Mm-hmm.
it's like it's interesting, and I found myself enjoying it the more I was playing it.
Okay.
And you're going through, and like different enemies come up, and oh, he's got a shield, so like he's going to be harder to hit. So it's like, oh, I'm going to save my KO for that guy, you know what I mean? Like when i
Mm-hmm.
when i build up my KO, I can smack him around. And yeah, it's, no one level's too long, like they're pretty quick. But there are a bunch of them, and going through the level, there's like objectives, like, oh, don't, rally at this many combo, you know what I mean, or don't get hit. And then you get like extra seeds, and these seeds can then be purchased, used to purchase different little costumes for him.
Oh,
So
costumes.
like the first one I have, it's like it's just an apple on his head, like that's the first
That's
costume
awesome.
you get. So it's
I love stuff
just
like
a
that.
cute little
Aren't
hamster with
hats
an apple on his
aren't hats
head.
amazing?
Oh
I
yeah,
love little
but like
costumes.
there's all sorts of different costumes, and then like by doing certain, like hitting certain, of the goals, the bonus goals, like, oh, you've unlocked this item now, for purchase, so not all of them can just be purchased with the seeds, but you actually have to do little achievements to actually unlock them
To get
too.
the Pope hat.
And yep, yeah, boom. And then like the mini boss I was fighting, then it was pretty much like he was in the distance, and there were like three lanes, and you're just dodging. He's throwing bombs, and it was pretty easy. And you hit him, and then all of a sudden he throws like a hamster, and that's the one you want to catch, and then you sort of whirl him back, and
Mm-hmm.
then he hits them. And it's like the first two hits, are pretty easy, but then all of a sudden the last one, he was like, it was really fast paced. And I was like, oh man, I sort of wish the whole boss was like this, because like this is really fun. Um, so again, I'm early on in the game, so I'm excited to see how it sort of ramps up.
Mm-hmm.
If they're really going to ramp up the difficulty, but yeah, like I said, so at first I was really like, I just don't know. But as I, continue to play and sort of get into
I
the
do
rhythm of
know.
it, yeah, now I knows. Yeah, and it feels good, and I'm enjoying it, and I'm pretty sure it has mobile roots, which I can sort of
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
understand. No, because like I said, like you're in that one area, right? Like you're not traveling around. It's hitting a button, So I
Mm-hmm.
could see like, oh, tap 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 slide, kind of thing. But yeah, no, it's cutesy wootsy.
So how much is Hamsterdam?
I don't know. Let's see. Although I'm probably
Hamster.
not going to be. You might have to look it up
I'll look it up.
since I have it. No, 9.99.
All right. What do you
So
think?
let's see. Do they say how many levels? Her this guy's name
5.
tried. Yeah, yeah. You have beaten the game.
It just tells you.
Um, it doesn't say. Yeah, 9.99. Yeah. I mean, I would really need to. I need to play some, see how it progresses. Um, I would say anything more than 9.99, I would have. But for right now, I feel like that's not horrible.
Yeah.
Like I said, I need to continue, and like if they don't throw in too many new ideas, and it's just the same kind of bosses, or enemy types, then 9.99 might be on like the high end of it. Um, but I don't think, having played what I've played, I don't think it's egregious. But yeah, and look, I guess I'm
That's
seeing
good. You don't
there
want it to
are,
be egregious. It's
what's up?
outrageous, egregious, preposterous.
So I'm looking at the trailer,
Mm-hmm.
and it looks like you could do motion control too,
Oh my
to
goodness,
get
dude.
into
You
the
gotta.
rhythm.
You know what you have to do
Yeah,
now?
so yeah, I'm gonna have to try that. And yeah, it's like, so, and then I should say, yeah, there was one, like, there's a bonus scooter, and like I was collecting seeds, and it's like you're running, you're going like this, and you're jumping up from different levels, but also trying to avoid, uh certain things.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm looking here, like it looks like there might be some, yeah, there's definitely more enemy types. So I'm definitely going to continue to play and sort of be able to speak better on that 9.99 next week. But yeah, like I said,
Awesome,
it
dude.
doesn't seem awful
Good.
price wise, I should say. The game is I'm enjoying the game so far.
Cool.
But yeah, Hamsterdam, little hamster, he's cutesy wootsy.
And it's in Amsterdam's in Holland, right?
I don't know. No, it's in Hamsterdam.
All right. Yeah, it's in. Let's see, Holland. Let's see, what's a pun for Holland? The Netherlands. It's in the rodent lands. I got nothing. So since I got nothing, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we have a $20 eShop card to give away. So see you in a little bit. Hey! We're back.
And we're back.
I
beat you to it.
You did.
Yep. Yes, we are back, and it is that time once again. The new eShop Roundup LL/XL. Woo!
Let the jingle play, Casey. The new eShop Roundup.
eHaw.
eHaw.
Boom.
All right.
Now, we've got a pair of games here, or at least I do. You're probably a big Jim Bob.
We have a game code to give away.
Ooh, yes, we do.
Yeah. Sorry, before we get into
And we also have a game to, not a game to announce, but a winner to announce for a very special $20 eShop gift card via the one Grills McGrills. Grills McGrills. Grills McGrills.
Grills Von Sisley.
Yes, old Grizzle hooked us up with a $20 eShop gift card. We got a bunch of people retweeting that over on Twitter. And we've got a winner, which is David MT, which is also coincidentally at David MT on Twitter.
Perfect.
Big congratulations to him and his beautiful bird.
Go buy something with that, with the eShop, on the eShop.
You can buy whatever you like.
Yep. Just has to be on the eShop. And guess what we're giving away this week, Casey?
I bet we're giving a game away.
We are, and this is a brand new game, and you're going to hear a lot about it and see it if you're watching. It's called Never Give Up. And it's great.
And you certainly won't want to. Or maybe you will. You might want to give up.
If you're Casey, you will. No, but
Casey and you know
we actually have on this very episode of Talk Nintendo, and it's also a separate video if you want to go look at it. We have an interview with the developer of this game, and it's really fun, and we've both been playing it. It's a lot of fun. So never give up. Go. What do you have to do to get to be able to win that, Case?
Well, if you're on YouTube, you just click that description button and follow the link. Like, follow, retweet. If you're listening on a podcast on your phone, or if you're using an iPod for some weird reason, you could click, well, I guess an iPod, it'd have to be an iPod Touch because you'd have to connect to the internet. But you can click the description and follow the link there. Follow, like, and retweet. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. And you're in it for a chance to win it, baby.
Awesome. So go do that right now. And we're going to go to the Picks of the Week.
Picks.
All right. So, Picks of the Week.
Now, do you have a singular pick?
I have a singular pick.
Because you're a big Jim bot. So I'll go first with my old runner-up. We've got Tactics 5 Obsidian Barrage.
Ooh.
For $24.99. It is currently on sale for $19.99 until the 18th of August. So once this posts, you have a couple extra days. I believe that is a Monday. Is that a Monday? No, it's a Sunday. That's weird. Sunday. But anyway, a Sunday. It is an old school tactics RPG, sort of riding along the RPG tactics train. But this sort of gave me a little bit of vibes of like Final Fantasy Tactics, but not quite. It even feels more retro than that.
What's this called? I can't find it.
This is Tactics 5, aka Tactics V. Obsidian Barrage.
Right.
It should be relatively close.
Oh, I found it. Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's like very retro styled. Yeah. Oh, my eyes. But yeah, if you scroll through, you can see it's got like the old grid-based, very paying homage to the old tactic games.
Yeah.
look cool. Looks like you like form up your party there.
Interesting.
You know, you got
The art style is really really weird.
yeah, I like it. You
Yeah,
know, it's
it's like
interesting.
simple and yeah. Oh,
It's simple
it's
but
so weird
different.
when it's
Oh, yeah. But yeah, it
when it's
looks
not
pretty
mirrored.
cool.
Yeah.
And you know, if you're playing Fire Emblem and you just need more tactics and you want a game that
And
runs
you
a
don't
little
want to
better
play.
than
Yeah.
Year Zero
Yeah.
on your
Yeah. There you
Switch,
go.
well, I should say presumably runs better. I don't know firsthand, but yeah, that's
Right.
my old runner up.
All right. Well, my pick of the week is this really cool game that came out, and that is called Picto Quest. Have you heard of this game?
I've heard of it.
It's
I don't
really
know much
neat.
about it.
It's Picross with an RPG, which is awesome.
And you love
I've heard
Picross,
nothing.
don't you?
Yeah, Jules was telling me it's really, really fun and awesome. And Neil did an interview, I believe, with them and reviewed the game, and it's great. So I'm definitely wanting to pick this up. I still can't justifiably pick it up until I finished all the puzzles in Picross E2.
That or the other,
or
there's
sorry,
other games
S2.
you've just started.
Yeah, but the cool thing is I play Picross all the time. It's such a great game to just pull it out. If you
Not
have
enough
10
though. You still got to beat it.
Dude, there's so much stuff on there. It is fun. But yeah,
I know
this is
you
really
really
cool.
get your bang for
Like,
your buck on.
It has a
Picross.
lot of really cool stuff on here, like an RPG, like where you're fighting while you're playing, and it's just what a great idea. I love that kind of stuff. So Picto Quest, check
Heck
it out.
yeah.
What's your pick of the week?
Pick of the week here. We've got hashtag Race Die Run. It is $9.99. It is currently on sale for $6.99 until the 21st. Can you check that for me? I feel like
It's
yeah,
$9.99,
no, it is the
$6.99.
21st. I was thinking, okay, yeah, I mixed up. Yeah, it is until the 21st, which is next Wednesday. So there you got some time to catch on sale.
Did
This
John
is a
review this?
futuristic racer.
This
Maybe.
looks like a
Yeah,
John
it looks like his
Raritan
kind of
game.
game. Futuristic racer. A lot of neon colors. Looks pretty cool. You know, I always like a good old racer. Now, I'm intrigued to see. It said you will die a lot. So I'm wondering, is it difficulty in terms of level design? You know, like, you know, or is it just super fast and it's hard to control? I don't know. But yeah, it looked interesting. And I always love a good old racer. You know,
Yeah,
looks
it
almost like a pod
looks
racer.
like fast almost, you know?
Yeah,
a
it
little
looks
bit like
pretty
that,
cool.
Pretty fast and cool. Looks cool.
There you go.
Awesome.
And yeah, nice little $6.99 on sale. Wham bam.
Well, that'll do it for the eShop Roundup. And don't forget to go retweet and to win Never Give Up, which you will see.
They've already done it, Perry.
They've already done it. I shouldn't have even
Right?
said
Right,
it.
guys? You did it already?
That's right, Cassie. All right.
You big giblet head.
So that means that it's time for News Block.
News Talk
Shy guy.
with Casey Gibson.
With Shy Guy Gibbons.
Yes, that's me. Alrighty. We don't have a huge week of news, but that's all right.
Oh, really?
But we do have some bits. We got some bits here. Now, Nintendo won't allow loot boxes on Switch games unless publishers disclose the drop rates.
Yes.
Sony and Microsoft are on board with this as well. So I think that's a good thing. You know, a step in the right
I
direction.
hate loot boxes so much.
You know, yeah, it's
just
like
don't
loot
like 'em.
boxes are an old pain in the neck, but at least
don't-
now,
Yeah.
like if you know the drop rate, at least you could feel like you're not going to be cheated. You know, I mean, of course, like there's still luck involved. You know, if it's this drops 1 out of 20 times, you know, you could still do it 40 times and not get it. You know, but at least you sort of have a better idea. You know,
Dude, I do not foresee me ever buying a loot box ever for the rest of my life. I just
bought
don't
one.
see it. I know you did, and I make fun of you all the time.
it's because they give you those dang keys. And you're like, well, I got the key.
But what do you need it for?
Oh no, excuse me, you got the chest. I needed my dab ghost, dude.
Oh my goodness, just
Is
But-
that 2 episodes in a row of dabbing?
I think so. Thank you, Alex.
Yeah, thanks.
But yeah, that's cool. That's good news. I hope they get rid of it completely. But
But what's even more good news, potentially, of course.
this is interesting.
Yeah, you saw this. Nintendo
Yeah.
might be releasing a Bluetooth SNES style controller for the Switch. Like a patent showed up that people were finding. Now, what's interesting about this is that Nintendo released an NES style controller when they revealed NES games coming to the Nintendo Switch Online.
right.
So people are hoping that this might mean Super Nintendo games are coming.
Here's my Super Nintendo. Remember that?
I sure do. I got it over
From
there. I love the
PAX?
buttons, the
Yeah.
color buttons.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean that would be awesome because
Yeah.
I mean to me NES games are cool and they're definitely some
Super
fun.
Mario 3 is good. Ice hockey was pretty fun.
But
The
like
rest of them can just
I
be
feel like Super Nintendo games are sort of where it turned from like fun little things to like,
Yeah.
oh, I've got big quests and adventures and
it was
like
like just the fully
substance
realized.
to those
Yeah.
games more. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
So
you get
that would be
Zelda
really
and
cool. You know, maybe all of a sudden you start, like you said, maybe you see Super Mario World. You know, it's like bam.
they
You know,
better.
give me Zelda.
It would be
Give
how
me
I mean,
give me
it's pretty,
SimCity.
It's ingenious, right? It's like, okay, now if you do another year, which you're probably like, that probably wasn't worth it. Some people might say that. Well,
Yeah,
what if we
people
give
like
you
screw it.
what if we give you 20 SNES games right now? It's like, okay,
All
I'll
right.
pay. All right. Exactly. I didn't have time to play any of those, but I might make time for this, and they could
And then you don't.
pull out some pretty good stuff though. You know?
And then you don't play any SNES games after the batch, but
Nope.
you still keep on forking over the money.
Yep. I guess honestly, what I would love, Super Mario RPG, that is a game that I've been waiting to play portably. They didn't release it for the 3DS. What are they thinking? Why didn't they do that?
Yeah, I don't know. Have you ever played it?
Yeah.
Like, okay,
Not
you
beaten
beaten
it though. Like, but I've like definitely played a huge chunk of it.
See, I beat it relatively recent. Very fun game. Yeah, it's just those. Oh, like if they put on. I mean, I don't think they ever would. Final Fantasy 3. Be like, oh, I'd be like the happiest man alive. You know, I'd be like,
Is that
yes.
not on the SNES Classic?
It's on the classic, but
Then why
that
wouldn't they
classic.
do it?
Well, cause I don't know, for free. I don't think Square. It's
They've
like
already
Square.
got
I'll
your
give
console.
you $10 right now for that game on the Switch.
What are they doing? Dude,
I'm like,
I was talking to Jules about this. It's like if they did what they did with, like, think about the GBA classics, NES classics. If they did Super Nintendo classics and released a cartridge, you know, like an actual Switch case of like Link to the Past for $40, I would do that. Like, I would buy that. You know what I mean? Like, that's so cool.
oh, I know.
Like,
I know.
or like
but
a Donkey
at
Kong
this
Country
rate,
trilogy.
I would just be happy to like. I mean, the box would be cool, but it's like just put it on the service for Pete's sake.
That's
you know?
my point. My point is I would do that. So why aren't they at least putting it on the digital front?
And like, I'm
Game
surprised
Boy
Square
Advance games. What the heck?
like they've re-released like Dragon Quest on mobile and stuff, and all that. It's like, put it on the Switch.
Yeah.
Even if it's the mobile version, like just put it on the Switch, man. Like,
I
what are
know.
you doing?
But
You
speaking
big
of Dragon
genies.
Quest,
Trying to spend money.
Dragon Quest Builders 2 is what I'm guessing you meant by this, has reached 1.1 million units worldwide shipped. That's pretty good. But isn't it on multiple I mean, that's not like crazy, I guess.
I think that's Switch.
Are you sure? I don't know.
I think. I'm pretty sure.
That's huge if it's Switch. But
Yeah,
I'd be
because
surprised.
because with how many like PS4s and stuff.
Mm-hmm. You really like Dragon Quest Builders 2.
I love it.
Donnie, I love you.
I love you, Donnie. Let's see. His name is Jimmy.
Yeah, what do we got here? Well,
maybe I don't know. It just says, yeah, maybe it's maybe
total.
it is completely. But even so, oh, here you go. The latest time we got in Japan has sold through physical. So I guess for Japan, yeah. So for Japan, it looks like 324K for the Switch and 2.2, or no, sorry, 294K for the PS4.
oh,
That's the last time we got in Japan. Still, the total is. But yeah. Anyway, Still.
Yeah.
Over 1 million. That means there's probably going to be
That's
a Dragon Quest Builders 3. You know,
Yep.
at some point.
Does that make you happy?
It sure does, dude. I still need to get back and finish off that last.
Yeah, you do.
I'm saving that. That's going to be perfect for the winter because it's like sort of a snowy aisle,
Now, Joy-Cons. Joy-Cons are fun.
Joy-Cons?
And I kind of wish that I could buy just a set of the green ones.
Well, then you might be in luck, my friend.
What do you mean?
Because coming to Best Buy exclusively, the dual green cons, baby.
Dual green cons? Tell me more.
I almost feel like Best Buy should have had they should have been blue and yellow. Like, get your Best Buy blue cons.
That would be amazing. That's like the Tommy Hilfiger Game Boy Color.
So random.
So weird.
But yeah, dual green cons if you're interested. Best Buy exclusive coming out in November.
And we don't know if those are neon green or if they're just normal green.
Yeah, it just said green. I don't know. Like from the picture, it's hard to tell.
It's hard to tell.
Because even like the quote unquote neon yellow is like they don't look neon in the picture.
No,
it's like
they don't.
Dang, Nintendo.
Oh, dude, I love the neon yellow. Look at that. It's so sweet looking.
The old yellers.
My favorite ones.
Old yeller.
All right. Well, we got new Pokemon revealed, and this one is maybe my favorite Pokemon of all time.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about our favorite pokes last week, and then this news came out shortly after we recorded, and it was well, I've got a new favorite.
Yep. So you've
Ghastly.
Is Ghastly?
That's the Ghastly now has a big top hat.
That's not Ghastly. It's Wheezing.
Wheezing, excuse me.
Yeah.
My bad. Mubby.
That's okay.
He's weak. Yeah, he's got a top hat. Because obviously it's sort of inspired after,
the England and
I've seen pictures of people. He sort of looks like a bong.
Yeah. That's just amazing. I mean, they got like the smoke stacks or whatever you call them.
Yeah,
and the hat,
so good.
and the mustache and like the big chops mustache. It's the best thing
and like
ever.
Their eyebrows. Look at the eyebrows too.
I know, man. I love it so much. So thank you.
That has to be on the cover art somewhere. Of this episode.
It's so good. Yeah, definitely. It's
so funny,
good.
Dude.
I love it. So
I just love that they're not afraid to just really.
Yeah, I know. It's like they got to do, if there's one set in like America, it like something has to turn into like
a cowboy hat
or a cowboy hat,
a cheeseburger, yeah, or like just a big like cowboy boot.
Dude, a cheeseburger. Oh my goodness,
dude. I'd kill somebody for a burger right now.
Anything today besides that Reese's. I'm so hungry.
Yeah. Oh, man. Well, we're almost there because that's the end of the news block.
All right.
And we're going to jump on over to a pair of interviews, I believe. Time.
First up, let's talk. Let's first go to our interview with some peeps over the sea.
In Malaysia?
In Malaysia. Sure, why not? In Malaysia? Yes, in Malaysia. So we're going to go see our friends over there. So we'll be back in just a minute.
In a jiffy. In a Malaysian minute. Hey, what's up, guys? Talk Nintendo podcast here with two fellas from Massive Monster with their newly released game, Never Give Up. We have Jay Armstrong.
Howdy doody.
And we also have James Permain.
Hello.
Hey.
How's it going, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Thank you so much for having us on. It's great to meet you.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
I checked the time difference, a solid 12 hours, so it is about 10 p.m., well, I guess Perry's Central Time. Yeah. I'm Eastern, so it's like 9:53 a.m. for you guys, nice, bright and early.
That's right, yeah. But the good news is we went to bed at 6 p.m. last night. We've had a solid good night's sleep, and we are ready to roll.
We were drinking cocktails all night.
Good.
Sounds like cocktails all morning.
Celebrate.
Yes. So we are here to talk about your guys' new game. That's now, correct? Has this come out on any other platforms yet? Is this brand new?
It's brand new, yeah. So
okay.
I'm not sure when this airs, but the game's out tomorrow.
Yeah,
so August
it will.
15th.
Yep, it will be out.
Yeah.
Yesterday, so it'll be out now.
Steam and Nintendo Switch. So
That's
yeah,
right.
it's this is launch for us. Launch day today. The launch is at 12 p.m. tonight.
For our time.
Ooh, that's
Main
exciting.
thing is,
Congratulations.
after the 13th, go buy it because it's out. So this game is like it's the initial release. Hey, that's
you
so
got it.
cool.
Yeah.
There it is.
Sorry,
Fantastic.
unfortunately, my screen, since I'm the one recording, it's reversed. But anyway, you can see the logo up on the top anyway. Yeah, there it is.
No, that's fantastic. Right. That's great. Okay.
Yeah,
that's
man.
great.
I've been playing it. It's super fun.
Watching.
Yes.
So,
So
go ahead and explain it.
It's a brand new game, but it's also come out of a legacy of a series of Flash games that were on the internet that were kind of popular, but this is the full console release retail version of that like series.
Oh,
Yeah.
Games that you have made before? Flash games that you made?
So we made the second one, but the first one we didn't make. But this one,
Okay. Okay, interesting.
That's when the full build out. Yeah.
Okay, I see it. I can see like the Flash game influence too, but I mean that. But it's a really good looking game, and it runs really well on the Switch too, which is really fun because it's kind of important for this style of game. Because I don't know what I would call it. I mean, I feel like Super Meat Boy is kind of esque, right? But it's I don't know. Explain. How would you guys explain it? I'm gonna play a trailer right now while you guys are explaining
platformer.
it.
You want us to explain over the trailer?
Yeah. I mean, just explain so that way they can see it.
Yeah, so it's a super difficult massacre Twitch-based platformer. So the kind of twist is you play the same level, but each time you beat it, it gets harder and harder each time. So it kind of slowly ramps the difficulty up. So each time you beat the level, it gets harder. By the end of a level, it's really difficult, but because you've learned through repetition and kind of built up that muscle memory, you can kind of pull off crazy ninja stunts that you wouldn't have been able to do from the offset. But because we kind of slowly built up the difficulty through repetition, you build up
the knowledge,
muscle
base
memory.
knowledge.
Well,
there.
and you say you play the same level over and over again, which I mean it's true, but you also it's kind of like you play the first stage of the level, then you go through, keep going on the stage, and then the cool thing is you're not just playing the same thing, but like a new enemy, a new obstacle will be there that wasn't there before.
Damn rhinos.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
the idea is the game is trying to make you press the big red give up button at the bottom of the screen. So you can actually, if you reach a point where you feel like you can't get any further, you can press the give up button, and that will let you progress to the next level in the game. But the game's gonna make fun of you for that. So the idea is the game's sort of trying to push you to your limits and kind of make you give up and make fun of you as well for giving up. So the game wants to beat you, but you gotta never give up and stick with it and see how far you can get.
You're better than the game. Go out and prove it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, honestly, the game explains itself. It's called Never Give Up. It's a crazy, hard Twitch-based platformer. Exactly. So, and with that cool, unique twist, I love the, it feels good because it's like that feeling of mastering a level, and then you get to play it again when you've mastered it and get further. And it gives you that satisfaction. Then, and like, and as I was playing through, I realized like, if you hit like two buttons at the same time, or like the dash plus the jump, you do like a, and
you found that?
I did.
Awesome.
I found that. Yes, I found that like after like a half hour, and then I was like, then I implemented that into the game, and I love that kind of that kind of design of gameplay design, because I found that I didn't need to use it in the game, but I did use it. So I
makes you feel good.
It just makes you feel good. Like I'm very smart because I figured this out and I'm going to use it. or
Definitely.
So we actually never teach that to players. That is kind of like a sneaky secret that we
spoilers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'm sorry.
That technique. It's
Yeah.
not spoilers. We can talk about it. You're not actually required to use that, but we kind of wanted to put it in that's kind of for the higher level speedrunners who want to be able to get through quicker and kind of optimize their times. It adds another layer of potential sort of skill to the game and another input.
But you do need to be careful, because if you super dash at the wrong moment, you will end up a big pile of blood. So it's an advantage certainly, but you can't just use it all the time. It doesn't like guarantee that you're going to get a great time. So it's like that level of kind of skill. Like
situational awareness.
Exactly.
It's risky, but it's also rewarding in the that you can get through the level a lot quicker with that.
Yeah.
How did you
that
find
level
it, by the way?
design? Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say, how did you find it? Were you just kind of messing with the buttons and it suddenly happened, or?
Yeah, basically. Oh, actually, I think I literally came because I wanted to dash and then jump at a last moment, and I just kind of did it. And I was like, oh, that actually did something different that I kind of exactly wanted to happen. So, and then and then I was like, okay, how did exactly I do that? And I kept going through, found it, stuff like and yeah. So I mean, this game has wall jumps. This game has, I mean, all your standard. I mean, it's pretty. Just total platformy, but it has this super cute aesthetic and it's funny, and there's really funny voice acting. I know
hilarious.
Casey was like texting me about how funny
the
he thought
voice.
it was.
Yeah, I died like 13 times in a row real quick, and just like different body parts, like, oh, my spleen, and it just kept on going. I was like, man, they really every body part. But I wanted to talk a little bit about the level design, where, like you said, I really like that idea of going through the level, like you said, sort of getting the lay of the land and adding some more things. So when you were developing the levels, do you make did you make the very end one first and then sort of chip away from it, or was it a natural progression of maybe building it where, okay, like, we'll make it simple and then we can sort of see where we can add more parts to make it more difficult?
Right, yeah. So I think it was kind of a little bit of both. We design a level and we make sure it was really fun to play, and then we kind of make a simplified version that's kind of more accessible, and we kind of find the sort of pain points and the kind of more difficult bits and make those easier, and then we kind of play it, and then we also see how difficult on the grand scale in terms of the overall curve of the difficulty in the game. So we kind of, and then potentially add harder versions and like. Yeah, I guess we kind of massage the level a little bit, and kind of it wasn't the same for every level, but we kind of just experiment and have fun with it and sort of see what works and what doesn't, and kind of maybe try and figure out what the unique thing about each level is and maximize that, and sort of figure out the best way to ease the players into the level. So by the end, it's really difficult and kind of slowly ease.
Yeah, and I did find that it wasn't just boring from the get-go. That's kind of one of my pet peeves, is like a game that starts and it's just to plainly show you what to do, but doesn't give you a challenge. I mean, it depends on it depends on the situation for sure. Like if it's really, really fast and snippy, but I love how it definitely is hard from the beginning, but not too hard. I'm not any speedrunner at all.
Know.
That kind of Casey knows. I am not any sort of a crazy gamer or anything, and I can play through this game. I mean, sure, I'm 3% of the way through and I have 160 deaths, but that's okay.
Just keep slamming your head against the wall.
Yeah, I mean, you get it, and yeah. So, I guess it's interesting because I was thinking the whole time that, like, it's funny. This is just from my perspective of what I know, and I know that you guys made the Adventure Pals. And so I was just thinking, like, Adventure Pals is not Meat Boy-esque crazy platforming death all the time. And I'm thinking, what made them? Maybe they're like, hey, maybe we're gonna make Never Give Up because we want to make a game like that. But did this come from a game before you made Adventure Pals then?
Yeah, so this actually came from a Flash series of games which called Give Up and Give Up 2.
Okay.
And this is like a full retail kind of build out.
That's amazing.
So this
Give Up.
This like has it has like this like Flash legacy. So it's been around for a long time. I think the first Give Up actually like predated the Super Meat Boy as well. So it's the history of this game goes way far back to kind of the beginning of that whole genre of like Twitch platform.
Yeah,
it never represented on console or Steam or anything. So I think this is like finally it's finally kind of out there now for people to play.
That's so cool.
Which is really exciting.
That is awesome.
We definitely wanted to do something a bit different to Adventure Pals. Like, as you say, Adventure Pals is very accessible, kind of kid friendly. A great kind of game that you'd sit and play with your girlfriend or your partner, and like not too stressful. Whereas this, we kind of wanted to ramp it up a bit and sort of do something a little bit different. And it's got kind of blood and guts, and we like to think that we make games for everyone. There's games for younger audiences and games for kind of skilled people who want more of a challenge, as long as you like a platformer.
Hardcore and casual, if they might say.
Yeah,
But
that's very different.
that's very
we
cool.
took a lot that we learned from Adventure Pals and brought it into this as well, like game design decisions and
Yeah. Well, let's talk about Adventure Pals. I actually have a little trailer of Adventure Pals queued up. So we'll go ahead. Because I also want to say that I do own Adventure Pals right here.
Hey,
There we go.
right.
On Switch from Super Rare. There's actually an unboxing. There's a video of me unboxing this on our YouTube channel.
Awesome.
And this comes with all the cool, comes with like the fun cards and everything. I love Super Rare games. So I am excited to play this game. And I've heard nothing but good things. And so I guess, was Adventure Pals the first game on Switch that you, is that the first game that you did on Switch?
Yes, it's the first one. We actually like worked on both games kind of at the same sort of time, which was bonkers for like a tiny team like that we are.
Sure.
Absolutely insane. And any other game developers out there, just make one game at a time. That's what I recommend. But yeah, so Adventure Pals was our first sort of proper full game release, and it's been about a year now, a little bit longer. And the nice thing about like doing them both at the same time means that like we can sort of within a year or so we can have both games out, which is great. So yeah, Adventure Pals was our first commercial kind of release. Obviously, we used to make sort of free web games, but this is we've kind of moved away from that, which is fantastic. And and Never Give Up will be our next full title, number 2. Yeah,
That's so cool, dude.
Adventure Pals came out on all the consoles, right? But I noticed Never Give Up is only for Switch and PC at the moment. Was there a reason? Like, was the Switch just something you guys really wanted to work towards, or did you just see Adventure Pals just was such a good
Switch
fit
is
for
just
Switch
the best console?
kind of thing?
So
well, we got to be careful what we say, obviously. But Switch was fantastic for us for Adventure Pals as well. The timing was great. I think we were on the 13th month of the Switch coming out, and Adventure Pals came out. And as a small studio, like trying to like fight for people to notice us, that was a wonderful stroke of luck, basically. So I think we just feel like we really love the Switch, and also for Never Give Up, it's a great
really
way
well,
to play the game. Yeah, because you sort of hop in. You get super frustrated, put your Switch down, later come back to it, like you're straight back in the game. You don't have to power it on, like wait for it all to load and then load your save, whatever. You can just like pick the thing up, play a few more rooms. If you get frustrated with Never Give Up, put it down again. We just felt like it was a great way to play the game and like consume the game. So
I think with Adventure Pals launching on all the consoles at launch, nearly broke you. A lot of work, particularly on the programmer side.
I mean, so are you planning on releasing on other systems, or I mean, you probably
we don't have any plans now. It's potentially might happen. I think we're going to kind of see how it goes. I mean, never say never. We haven't got any plans yet.
Never give up.
We'll see what happens.
Of course.
Never give up. Yeah.
I love how if it came from Give Up and Give Up 2, like Never Give Up is like the revolution, like never give up. So that's awesome.
It's kind of been the mantra throughout the development of the game.
Yeah.
Games take a long time to make, and it's been a lot of work. But we're always like, we can't give up on a game.
Exactly. That's a great name for a game, because it's like, how pathetic can I be if I don't even if I give up on a game called Never Give Up? And I get it. Game development is insanely hard and challenging and stuff, and 99% of projects don't finish. So so that's really cool, guys. Well, thanks for coming on to the podcast and talking about Never Give Up. It's a really cool game, especially if anyone's a platformer fan. I would recommend it. It's just a fantastic platformer. It's funny, challenging, and but not too challenging to, even though it's called Never Give Up, and you see like the trailer and you're like, oh boy, all that but it has a really nice momentum to it, which I really like. So I've been enjoying it.
Fail safe. You got that button to give up on, so.
Yep.
That's the beauty. Like some of those games, where it's like, oh, I just can't do it. It's nice to be able to have that option to keep on pushing forward. So.
Yeah, it's like you made it perfectly for Casey. He uses it. He uses the Never Give Up button every level.
I haven't beaten this to the level.
That's amazing. Well, we will have fun in Malaysia. Everyone has fun in Malaysia. That's the
saying, right?
That's the saying. And
thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, it was so much fun. Yeah, we'll definitely have you on again when you release more games or just whenever. You're always welcome.
Yes.
Thanks very much.
We're going to be here every week.
All right.
That's all right. This guy's having a baby. We'll replace him.
Yeah.
We got new co-hosts here.
Perfect.
I've been trying to replace him for weeks, guys. You know, like we're taking resumes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Nice.
Well,
Cheers, guys. Thanks very much.
we will bid you adieu. Thanks, guys, so much. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Woo! That was some crazy traveling, but we're not done yet, Perry.
We're not?
We're not
don't
done.
tell me I have to go to Canada.
We're going to the Great White North because we've got a great.
We got. Well, sorry, you cut off there. What we got? What?
I said
Great
we're
White
going
North because what?
Great, because we've got a great new game revealed,
A great
baby.
new game reveal. That's right. So
And we're gonna see. Well, the people we're talking to, they're not Hoosers.
no, they're not.
They're not hosers, but
No.
David is,
David totally is.
and Jordan.
He totally
Borderline.
is.
Yeah, they both are. Bunch of hosers.
Bunch of Hoosers.
But yeah, forget about those Jimmies. Let's go talk to some fine folks and hear all about this brand new video game coming to the Nintendo Switch.
That sounds good, Cass.
Grab your toque. Hey, what's up, everyone? Talk Nintendo podcast here with another interview. We are honored to be joined by Hannah Baker from Seed Interactive,
Hi.
Hello,
as
Hannah.
well as Jesse Rogerson, the science advisor at the Canada Aviation and Space Museum.
Hey.
How's it going, guys?
Pretty well. It's going good.
Doing good.
Yeah. So you guys are up in Canada, which everyone knows is America's hat. And yeah, we're down in America. But anyway, you guys, we have a special thing going on today, and we are basically announcing a brand new Switch game, which is fun, which is really fun. And Hannah is, did you say the lead artist?
Yeah.
The lead artist.
I did a lot of art on it.
So this is what's really cool. So, you know, you get asked by someone to do an exclusive reveal for a game, and so you think, okay, can I, like, what if the game looks crappy, you know? But then we saw, so, you know, okay, yeah, well, sure. And then we got some of the pictures, and I'm like, oh my goodness, this game looks freaking sweet.
That's certainly not the case.
So it's kind of like a phew, like, you know
I'm
what
so
I mean?
glad you think that. That's great.
No, it looks really cool. So, who wants to explain it? Just who knows more?
Oh, Hannah's art. We, from our perspective at the museum, when we wanted to get this going, and we worked with Seed a bunch, we want to do a game set in space, and from my perspective, I wanted it to be as sort of realistic as possible, but while still being sort of artsy. Hannah, you did all the work but just I got to tell you what I think it should look like, and it did pretty well.
Exactly. So,
Yeah.
Hannah, could you explain what the game is, like maybe genre-wise and stuff?
Sure.
And the name.
Yeah,
What is the game?
Oh yeah, the name is StarBlox Inc. or StarBlox Incorporated, I think is on the logo.
StarBlox Incorporated. All right.
Yeah. So it's in reference to sort of the fictional company that runs the world. So it's sort of a mix of two genres. So it's taking like Tetris and puzzle games and putting it in like a fighting game kind of style. So you have, I think you'll see on the footage, you have sort of these two spaceships, and you're filling it up with Tetris pieces, and those pieces are your cargo. So you're trying to fill up your spaceship before your opponent. You want to beat up your opponent so they can't, fill up theirs. And the first one to finish or to meet the requirements of that match wins. So it's kind of simple. It's just like fill up your spaceship and that you win. But then it gets more complex and just like we have items and then the fighting, and yeah, it's a bit chaotic but fun.
Yeah, and
Awesome.
is the big emphasis on multiplayer?
Yeah, so we have just local co-op right now. Local multiplayer right now, so 4 people can play at once, which is definitely like the most chaotic you could get.
Mhm.
It's mostly, I think it's mostly, I'd say, balanced for like 1 versus 1. But we also have the ability to add like AI or CPUs.
Oh, cool.
So you could play like versus 3 CPUs if you wanted, or balance out your matchmaking with adding some CPUs to your opponent's team. Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, that's fun because
Now, when you're fighting each other, I'm assuming if you're beating up the other person, that's preventing them from filling up their cargo? I take it that way.
Yeah, basically. So it's sort of like a balance. You want to play with a balance, really. It's like if you're fighting the other person, you're stopping them from filling up their ship, but also you're not filling up your ship. So you really have to like, there's some strategy involved in like when you choose to fight them. For example, there's a really important piece that you need for your ship because only this piece would fit here. You probably want to fight them for it. But if you just are trying to fill it up, maybe you're just, filling up your pieces
you might
and
let them
minding
take
your
a few
business.
pieces strategically. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of the strategies you could run is like, so there's 4 different colors of kinds of blocks, kinds of cargo, like science equipment or water or food, stuff like that. Already filled a few of yours if you have enough red and enough yellow, and you're just waiting on some blue and green blocks, but there's no blue and green blocks coming down. And that's a great time to just go and start.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like if you're playing Tetris against someone and you're waiting for the straight block for the Tetris, might as well go over and try to mess with the other player while you're waiting for that straight block to come down. So that's great. That's kind of cool. Adds like a kind of a third dimension to like a falling block puzzle game, which is really cool. Yeah.
Now you said you wanted to have this game set in space. So how did the two genres sort of come together? Was that something that just sort of like, oh, we want to do a puzzle game, but we want to add a flair to it, or how did they mend together essentially?
Yeah, so I guess we really liked the idea of Tetris because it's really simple, and we thought that there was a lot of sort of like game jamming we could do on the idea of Tetris. So internally, we did like a whole bunch of different prototypes with this idea of Tetris, and this is just what we landed on. But yeah, it was most important that we incorporated this idea of Tetris, and then the fighting was mostly because everyone was excited for Smash Bros. And so that it was pretty influenced by that.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So you're from Seed Interactive. Do you work for? Okay. And how big is your team?
So my team that worked on the game, it was 3 core players, so the dev, a technical artist, and me. And then we had some other artists who would jump in and out depending on what we needed. But it was mostly 3 core and then 2 additional people who were sort of part-time.
Gotcha. Cool. And then Jesse, so you work at a museum, right? So yeah. Oh, I think sorry, your audio went a little off there. Yes, you do, right?
I do.
Okay, there you go. So how did you get involved with working with this game?
The position here is science advisor, and one of the things I do is I advise on the science, it's in the name, of things like exhibits that we build as a museum or develop, or even digital content like blogging or podcasts or things like that. Complex scientific topics, and I bring them down to a more palatable level so that it's easier to understand. That's sort of my role here. And so
you're Mr. Layman.
I suppose so. I'm Mr. Slycom. And so for when it came to a video game, and I was told, so we've built a few video games together, and there was one on airplanes, one on bees. There's a bunch of great games that we built, and the next one was going to be on space. And so I got pulled into the team to offer the scientific side of things to make sure that it sort of matched roughly the reality as close as we could within a Tetris fighting game.
That sounds like a fun job. That sounds like fun. Yeah.
It's definitely a great job. I playing with science and trying to bring it into a sci-fi reality is really tough, but really fun.
Totally. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
So it's funny. I totally went through a puzzle block month. Like a few months ago, I played like Lumines and what's the one you sent me, Casey?
Meteos.
Meteos and
also sent space.
And I love and I love I'm a huge Tetris fan, and just a bunch of stuff. So I am a huge fan of this, and I love that it's going to be a fighting mechanic too. So I love local multiplayer games. I'm always looking for another one. Is this possible to play with just a single Joy-Con, like with just a half? Oh, it is. That's good.
Yeah.
Cool. Well,
is this set to just be released for the Switch, or are you guys targeting any other platforms with this one?
It's Switch exclusive right now.
Oh,
awesome.
Good. Now, is there a target time of the year when you're thinking you're going to launch? I mean, obviously, you never know. Or do you have a set date?
We don't have a set date, but we want to be available for pre-order in September, and then hopefully launch in the fall sometime.
Okay.
Okay, so not too far off.
Pre-order
then.
next month.
Not too far off. Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Good. Well, this game again, people will been looking at the images that we've put up. It does look really neat. I'm really excited for you guys. We wish the best for you, obviously, with wrapping up development and stuff. It's good to have science simplified, Jesse. So thank you. Because it's just too complicated.
There's some really great things in there that really makes the solar system feel a little closer to home. So I hope.
Heck yeah. And before we leave now, Skies of Fury DX, I played that game. Hannah, were you the artist on that as well?
Yeah, so I wasn't the lead artist on that one, and we had a different art director at the time, but I did work on it quite a bit, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that game visually
looks awesome.
Looks stunning, yeah. And then I assume with the airplanes and everything that they were modeled off from the museum, right? I believe.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, if anyone hasn't checked, if anyone has not seen that game, it's reviewed really well, and Casey, you really liked it.
Yeah,
when we played it, it's a really cool game. What's the full title?
Skies of Fury DX.
DX, yeah. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, I was telling. That's a really
and
cool.
I believe there's a mobile version as well, right? Just get rid of the DX, I believe.
Yeah. It's Ace Academy Skies of Fury on the mobile one.
Okay.
Cool. So then, anyone can check it out.
Yeah. Any other games that you worked on for Nintendo?
You said a B game, right?
That was just mobile.
Okay.
So the Skies of Fury DX and now StarBlox Inc. are only Nintendo games.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, you guys, for coming on and telling us about StarBlox Incorporated. Again, it's going to be fun, so hopefully I see it up for pre-order, and I can pre-order it in a month or so. And then
we're definitely going to be checking it out.
We'll play it and talk about it on the show, and we can have you on again. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And shout out for sure. Thanks for having me this time.
Yeah, totally.
No problem,
totally.
And a big thank you to Melissa and Zach Gruber for setting this whole thing up. They put us in contact with you guys, and like I said, this is an awesome opportunity for us. So we're really excited, and thank you so much.
Yeah. So
thank you.
Before we head out, do you want to plug your wares? Plug your Twitter
your Twitter handles and whatnot.
Sure.
Only if you want to.
Only if you want to.
Yeah, if anybody has any questions about the science side of it, you can get me on Twitter. I'm pretty active on Twitter. Jesse Rogerson is my handle. JESSEROGERSON. Questions?
Yeah.
Chat about it.
Very cool.
And we update our @Illum_games with the Skies of Fury stuff and soon the StarBlox stuff.
Awesome.
Perfect.
All right, guys. Well, again, thank you again, and we will see you next time. Thanks for coming by.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay. All right. All right, and we're back, and that was fun. An exclusive game reveal on our podcast.
I'm so tired.
And like I said on the interview, it looks like a really good game.
Yeah, we've traveled.
A crappy game. It looks like an awesome game.
Yeah, when you opened the interview and you said, Canada's America's hat.
Yep.
You messed up. Canada is America's toque.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No, America doesn't have toques.
Yeah, we do.
No, we don't.
It's called Canada.
No, they're
It's
beanies.
toque.
Canada is America's beanie.
Beanie toque. Toque's my favorite word.
Toque is pretty good. So we got one more.
Hold the brakes on that. That'll do it, buddy, old pal.
Yeah, before we talk about your Sonic stream,
Sonic.
We got one more little roundup we have to do, which is the Craigslist Roundup.
Craigslist Roundup.
All right, Craigslist Roundup. Now, I'll make
Did
it
you
quick.
round up a pair of cheeseburgers for us?
I'll make it quick. That's what I'm gonna do in just about 5 minutes. This is what I got. Ready? And
I'm ready. Is that Rayman? Is that no,
No.
the green one? I
So
forget
what I'm
the
doing
green-
is I'm holding up a stack of 7
2, 4,
Nintendo
6,
64
7,
games. One of them is green, one of them is black. So,
and
We'll go.
5 are gray.
5 are great.
Basic gray.
So first we have Rogue Squadron. Never played this, always wanted to. You know
Looks
me,
like it's in
the
minty
huge
nice
Star Wars
condition.
fan. You know me. Next up, we have, I wonder if you've heard of this game, Mace: The Dark Age. Have you heard of this game?
I sure have not.
Write it
It
down.
looks cool though.
Yeah. Looks
Guy
like
with a
Casey
big old
game.
sword.
Funnily
He's
enough,
striking that M down.
I just saw someone mention this somewhere. Hexen. Have you heard of that? Another rated M
I have
game.
not.
I have
Another
no
man.
idea.
You bought this Craigslist from a mature person.
Yep. And someone who likes Star Wars Episode 1 Racer,
Ooh,
which is a great
pod
game.
racing.
Pod racing. And then this is one that I've heard about like through the years that I've
Through the
Anyway,
years,
but-
heard.
Mickey's Speedway USA?
I've heard of that
You see-
too.
you see the
and it's
dev?
from Rare.
Yeah.
From Rare.
Disney Interactive and Rare.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good game.
I mean-
maybe I've heard it's a bad game.
Diddy Kong Racing's amazing. So if it's another
true.
kart racer, they've had experience.
Yeah. And then here we go. Army Men, Sarge's Heroes 2.
Mm.
Classic. I really wish it was the first game. I've played the first game. I love it, but I'll have fun playing.
I was
the
gonna
first
say, I'm
game.
pretty sure those Army Men games.
Yeah, dude. The first one's really, really. Sarge's Heroes is. I mean, I've played it. It's really fun.
Well,
And
now
then,
you can play the second one.
Last but not least, Turok 2.
Turok 2. Seeds of.
Seeds of Evil.
Well, it's funny. That game just released on the eShop.
That is funny. And you know what's is funny
That,
is
that
my
was rated M as well, right?
my friend
Boom.
Jules worked on this game. Ain't that funny?
Boom shakalaka.
Anyway, I got all those. So,
So
now
you probably have almost like outside of Resident Evil 2, it's like you probably have almost
All the
all of the
rated
rated
M
M
ga- yeah, I know.
games for,
Like Perfect
for
Dark.
N64.
Yeah.
And Conker's Bad Fur Day.
There you go. Yep. So, how much do you think I paid? Now, I'll give you a hint. Not a crazy, crazy good deal.
See, I don't know how much any of those cost individually. Let's say $25.
So, let me give you one more hint. I did buy them each. They were selling them individually, and I bought the lot for face value.
$40?
That's closer, but how does 40 divided by 7?
So $70?
Nope. 35.
Oh, okay.
$5 a piece.
Okay, gotcha.
It's $5
I was
a
trying to
piece.
think. I was like, yeah. All right.
Yep. And the reason why, one of the big reasons why I bought them is because I am reviewing this right now. I have been reviewing it for a long time, but I am reviewing this Eon. It's a converter, HDMI converter for the Nintendo 64. Nothing needed in there. So I'm currently reviewing it. So I wanted to get some more games to play, and I found this.
Yeah.
I wanted to play Turok 2. It's cool. And anyway, yeah. So
Well,
that's
yeah,
it.
I'm pretty sure Turok is like $20. Turok 2 on Switch. So
Yep.
you've got yourself for once.
And-
you didn't overpay.
And I think this one has multiplayer, which the one on Switch doesn't.
Oh baby, yo, that could be a good game. We could play some multiplayer.
Sounds good. We'll do it.
2 months.
Yeah,
less
we
than
totally
2
will,
months.
dude. That'll be great. Yeah, Casey's coming over here pretty soon, so that'll be fun, everyone. And then we can.
I start walking next week.
That's right. So that'll do it for the Craigslist Roundup, which means that's the end of the show.
Yes. Well,
It's been a heck of a show, though.
we're gonna do a little outro here. Our first ever game reveal, which is like I said, really cool.
StarBlox
Again, once again, a big
Incorporated.
thank you to Melissa and Zach Gruber
Yeah.
for hooking that up. They hooked us up with Skies of Fury DX2. So really cool to of them to think of us, to give us that platform to talk
Grubular.
about that game.
They're
Yeah.
totally grubular, bruh.
Grubular, bruh. Yeah, so of course we'll get into all the Twitter stuff. Sonic this weekend, or this Friday, I'm going to be playing some Sonic. Now, I don't know an exact time yet. I'm believing it's probably going to be around noon Eastern time, but I just want to double check that I don't have work. I will tweet out exactly what time I'm going to be playing that.
Call in.
You know. But yes, yeah. No, I think so. Pretty much like Friday is like I don't usually work, but like sometimes I go in. It's been a crazy week already, so I'm probably going to be close to my hour, so
And
I
you're
don't think I'm going to go
playing
in.
the Sega Ages version, right?
Yep, on the old switcheroo.
Have you been practicing?
No, I haven't touched it since the second I downloaded.
Really?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah,
I would love it if you like totally ace it, you know?
Dude, you think I would have put in the time? Like, it's going to be bad enough once. I'm not going to spend any more time than I have to.
Yeah, hey, while we're doing that,
yeah.
during the stream, I have to bug Jordan for his Luigi's Mansion review.
Yes, you do. And actually, Brett, who is now a new staffer, he suggested that you should come on and talk to me while we play it.
It's a good
idea.
idea.
Can watch
I will.
And,
me and Dixie Joe can come on play.
Yeah, if you're around, we can.
Remember?
You can help me with the suffering, or you can make fun of me. Yeah.
Now listen, daughter. This is the games that we're not going to be playing.
Game. Yeah. We got to start you out with the worst, so everything else seems better.
And, yeah, and I want to say I have a tentative plan for when you come and visit. I was thinking it'd be fun, and I talked to you about this, if we can get it to play a game of every Mario Party and record it. I think that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, like we honestly we should start planning that out now, because not necessarily the Mario Party, like obviously, but like everything, like
I know,
like we need to do like podcasts, like live stream. Like I was thinking it'd be cool to just do like a crazy, like, oh, we're streaming games for 12 hours or something crazy, you know, like
crazy,
like a real cool event. Play, like, set up a schedule of games, like where to play these games.
Yeah, it will definitely be recorded. We will definitely try to make it live. I can never know with my internet, but it'll definitely be recorded and released like that day,
shortly thereafter.
But I would love to get some interaction with people too. So
yeah, because like Easy Allies, they do like their weekend,
and
like they set up a schedule, like we're gonna play these games at this time, so people check in and stuff. Like we're definitely gonna do some cool stuff. So I'm looking forward to that.
It's gonna be fun.
But yeah, we've been rambling here. I know Perry's hungry and he's got
I'm so hungry, dude.
So as always, you could find us at Talk Nintendo Pod on Twitter. That is Talk Nintendo
POD.
And you could also find us over on patreon.com/NWR, patreon.com/NWR.
And on that note, we are going to be having, I don't think it's going to happen this week, but next week, for our contributor tier, our $5 tier, there's going to be a pretty awesome benefit, a weekly benefit that's going to be coming. So I'm really excited about that. So I'm sorry.
Are you teasing it, or are we revealing it?
Let's go ahead and reveal it. But I guess it wouldn't matter because they would have already downloaded it. We're going to make it so that every week, if you're a contributor, a $5 contributor, you get Talk Nintendo Podcast
video
day early. Video day early. So
video,
you'll be able to get it a day early, which I think is pretty awesome.
Heck yeah, dude.
So
just another benefit. Like we appreciate everyone over there,
and
of course you don't, if you don't support us over there, but you're supporting us by just listening. So we
absolutely, and
fully as much. We love everybody.
Yeah, and remember, it's just $1 a month if you want to support us, and you get a free radio. You get a bonus radio free Nintendo episode, which is coming out next Monday. And you get a bonus episode of us, which comes out the first Monday of every month.
And the Patreon Plays podcast just released the other day.
So and sometimes you get bonus ones, so pretty sweet.
And yeah, it's good stuff. I was just going to say something related to Patreon, and it's now done slipped my mind.
Game night?
Oh yeah, we just hit the $300 tier, so we unlocked the stream nights too. So
that's right.
It's a bunch of stuff going on over there. Check it out if you can, and yeah, like I said, if you don't, we still love you anyway.
We do love you.
And on that note, it is time to get some burgers in our bellies.
Yes, right now I'm going. Okay.
All right.
I love you, Casey.
See you guys. Thank you, everyone. We hope you enjoyed the interview. Podcast in the books.
In the books.
Put it in the books. Rabbit
I
swing.
have no books.
All right, that's
no
ducks.
Start recording.
My name's Jerry Jerkin.
And we should like come in from like the bottom. Yeah.
Hello.
5, 4,
Oh.
3, 2, 1.
Is this where I say hello?
Uh-huh.